If you ask a Western child what God looks like, he might point up to the sky and tell you that he looks like a big, old man in the clouds with a long flowing beard and white robes. It sounds absurd, but there's more truth in it than you might believe. Orthodox Christians believe in a personal God. Gnostic writings often describe God as incomprehensible and unknowable. This idea conflicts with Christianity's concept of a personal God who desires a relationship with human beings. But what kind of conscious being can be without form? For the Godhead to be God, he has to have an avatar. The Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. God made humans in his image, so that must mean that the Godhead looks like a human. And a male too, the Father. The male, the creative force that impregnates the female void. The male imagination mixes with the female receptive, the yin and the yang. Gnostics often speak of the God above God. Anu or An is the divine personification of the sky, supreme God and ancestor of all the deities in ancient Mesopotamian religion. Anu was believed to be the supreme source of all authority for the other gods and for all mortal rulers. And he is described in one text as the one who, quote, contains the entire universe. By the time of the earliest written records, Anu was rarely worshipped, and veneration was instead devoted to his son, Enlil. But throughout Mesopotamian history, the highest deity in the pantheon was always said to possess the Anutu, meaning heavenly power. In Mesopotamian religion, Anu was the personification of the sky, the utmost power, the supreme God. His name meant the one on high, and together with his sons, Enlil and Enki, Elil and Ea in Akkadian, he formed a triune conception of the divine, in which Anu represented a transcendental obscurity, Enlil the transcendent, and Enki the immanent aspect of the divine. The three great gods and the three divisions of the heavens were Anu, the ancient god of the heavens, Enlil, son of Anu, god of the air and the forces of nature, and lord of the gods, and Enki, the beneficent god of earth and life, who dwelt in the abyssal waters. As heaven's grand patriarch, He dispensed justice and controlled the laws known as the Me that governed the universe. Although Anu was a very important deity, his nature was often ambiguous and ill-defined. He almost never appears in Mesopotamian artwork and has no known anthropomorphic iconography. The earliest Sumerian texts make no mention of where Anu came from or how he came to be the ruler of the gods. Instead, his preeminence is simply assumed. In early Sumerian texts from the 3rd millennium BC, Anu's consort is the goddess Uras. The Sumerians later attributed this role to Ki, the personification of the earth. The Sumerians believed that rain was Anu's seed. Anu is commonly described as the father of the gods, and a vast array of deities were thought to have been his offspring over the course of Mesopotamian history. The main source of information about the Sumerian creation myth is the prologue to the epic poem Gilgamesh, Enkidu, and the Netherworld, which briefly describes the process of creation. At first, there is only Namu, the primeval sea. Then Namu gives birth to An, the Sumerian name for Anu, the sky, and Ki, the earth. An and Ki mate with each other, causing Ki to give birth to Enlil, the god of the wind. Enlil separates An from Ki and carries off the earth as his domain, while An carries off the sky. In Sumerian, the designation An was used interchangeably with the heavens, so that in some cases it is doubtful whether under the term the god An or the heavens is being denoted. In Sumerian cosmogony, heaven was envisioned as a series of 3 domes covering the flat earth. Each of these domes of heaven was believed to be made of different precious stone. An was believed to be the highest and the outermost of these domes, which was thought to be made of a reddish stone. Outside of this dome was the primordial body of water known as Namu. Anu's sukal, or attendant, was the god Ilabrat. El is called again and again Turu El, Bull El, or the bull god. He is Batnu bin Mati, creator of creatures. Abu Banil, the father of the gods. And Abu Adami, father of man. Kuaniyunu Ulam, creator eternal. The epithet Ulam appearing in Hebrew form in the Hebrew name of God El Ulam, God eternal in Genesis 21:33. He is Haikuka, your patriarch. El is the gray-bearded ancient one, full of wisdom. Malku, king. Abu Samima, father of years. El Gibor, El, the warrior. John 10:29. My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. Psalm 82:6. I have said, you are gods. You are all sons of the Most High. Now I will leave the audience with something to contemplate. How big do you have to be to create a galaxy? Do you have to be bigger, perhaps? So, if Anu created the observable universe, how big is he? Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. See you next time, mortal. Remember to hit that bell button to stay notified. Subscribe for more. Give it a like if you enjoyed it. And please feel free to share it. If you want to support my work, you can find me on Patreon at Library of Gnosis. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Bitchute at Library of Gnosis. The audio versions of my broadcasts are available on Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast at Library of Gnosis. Music is produced by Coda from coded.music.